Okay, I'm back, and if you're wondering why I'm still wearing the same shirt, well, in my last review, I just said that I didn't know whether I wanted to get all my thoughts out in one big video or do it into separate videos. And I chose the latter option, so with that being said, let's talk about The Mandalorian. Okay, so The Mandalorian is the newest show by Disney that's going to debut on Disney Plus, their streaming service. It's supposed to come out this November, if I'm not mistaken, and it features Mandalorians. Or the Mandalorian. But to give you a quick overview of what that means, the Mandalorians are a race of people native to the planet Mandalore in Star Wars, and you saw a lot of them in the Clone Wars and in Rebels, for those of you who watch those shows. And you probably recognize the armor and helmets as something that Boba Fett and Jango Fett wore. Previously in the Clone Wars, they were mostly peaceful people, and their leader Satine was trying to usher in a new era of peace. However, a terrorist group known as Death Watch was not having that, and so they were trying to go to war together. As far as the peace option goes in the Clone Wars, and this is a bit of a spoiler, it doesn't work out that well. And then you have some new Mandalorian characters later on in Rebels. One of them is Sabine Wren, who's part of the main cast. And going into this show, The Mandalorian, this takes place, I'd say, 6 years after Return of the Jedi. In terms of the galactic date, that's 10 years after the Battle of Yavin, which is the first movie. And it's basically kind of a lawless time. The Empire has been defeated, but then there's this outlaw who's played by Pedro Pascal, who is the Mandalorian, and he's just basically a gunslinger trying to survive in what's this wild, wild west type of area. Gina Carano was also in the show. She's, from what I understand, a retired rebel shock trooper who's also in the mix of things, as well as Nick Nolte. One reason I'm looking forward to all of this is because, as far as television and movies are concerned, we never really explored the era immediately after the fall of the Empire. I mean, we have Resistance, which is several years after the fall of the Empire, and you have the trilogy itself, but then you have this show that takes place a few years later, and it describes how the galaxy is. You've got an entire galaxy full of things, an entire time period, a huge time gap between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. I also want to know more about the Mandalore culture. I mean, we get a lot of stuff regarding Mandalore culture in the Clone Wars and Rebels and some of the comics, but this actually seems like it's going to do a whole lot of that. It's going to explain a lot of things, showcase a lot of things, expand on a lot of things, fill in the blanks. It also helps that Jon Favreau is actually helping direct this, or directing it. And for those of you who don't know, Jon Favreau is the director of Iron Man and Iron Man 2. And he's Happy Hogan in all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. And he was also Pre Vizsla in the Clone Wars. No, I'm serious, he actually voiced Pre Vizsla, so of course he would know a little bit about it. I actually wish there was more in the trailer I could talk about, but this actually just has me pumped because we're finally getting some new stuff. We're always getting new stuff, but we're finally getting something else of this type. What do you all think about The Mandalorian? Are you looking forward to it, and what's your favorite part of the Mandalore culture, if you like it at all? Whatever you think, leave me a comment below, tell me how you feel. Don't forget to check out my Twitter at @AstroidMike. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click that link below. Make sure you share this with your friends. I'm also on Reddit, also under AstroidMike. And as always, I will see you around. So until then, peace out.